Hello everybody, John here, and today onto the garage I've got a slightly different sort of video for you. Many of you will know I'm self-employed. I run a business that helps other businesses to manage and produce in very efficient ways. And I travel around the country, spend a lot of time living in hotels. Well, the combination of COVID, the lockdown, the squeeze on a lot of the businesses that I work with, etc., has resulted in me having A, not a lot of work, and B, it's quite difficult to get accommodation within the rules. I'm doing a lot of work in Wales, which is locked down further than England is, etc., etc. All has brought to the front the challenge of, can you work and use as your home a T4 Autosleeper in this scenario? So I've been using Betsy, the 96 VW T4, for just that purpose over the last few weeks, and I thought I'd share this little video with you to give an impression of how that's going, how it works. Can you live and work in a T4? Hello everybody, John here, and just finished a conference call using the van Betsy as my office, and that's worked quite well. I've got my computer down on the desk here. Managed to hook up using my phone as a mobile hotspot. We're hooked up to the mains, which is good, so the hotspot can run your phone down quite quickly, but that wasn't too much of an issue. Just setting myself up with a coffee, excuse me for a moment. So there's my brew. I think I want a whistling kettle. I'm just going to give you guys a different angle of view so you can see office mode. So we got the table on its little pedestal base here. I got my bag of work stuff that lives in the cupboard underneath this sofa. Means I can get at it nice and easily while I sit here. And I can either sit in the cab seat or the seat that's facing me over there. I've got my mobile phone on charge on a dock over in the kitchen area. And yeah, I've just got enough space to work as a little office. And it's quite nice, different, it's novel. Well, that's a bit hot. What I'm going to do now is just put this stuff away, because it's more than time for my tea. So let's put the work things away. I'll come back to them a little later. The table pivots, and as the aisle is a little narrow in here, kind of got to arrange it for best access. It's probably the best for getting through to the kitchen. Put my peanuts away. Oh. Let's see what we're having for tea. I think tonight might be soup and bread. So we've got some spicy parsnip and carrot soup. We've got some rolls. And I think I'm going to do myself those for my tea. Hello. So we're just getting things ready for sort of nighttime mode now. What I've done, I've left the windows open but drawn down the fly screens or net curtains at the top. We've got the skylight so it's very warm today, tonight even. So first thing, quite cosy. That's just dusty. Where it's been collecting the dust off of the I don't know if you call it carpet, panel trimming. It's decaying a little bit in the window area because of all the sunlight. So there's a little bit of dust on them. Shan't disturb it for now. But that works quite nicely. And there's a bit of washing up still to do. So, next step of conversion for bedtime. Let's take our pillows to there. A little catch underneath this bit. Pull it. And that allows the bed to slide out. And you can have it that wide. And drop that down there. Pillows back. Kind of done. Or you can pop it again. Oops. That's the catch. There you go. And then drop that down there. And you've got a wider bed. And you can use the little seat to fill in and you get your double. But for me, I'm okay with that. Keep the bed in up here. Fan going. Just going to give myself a last coffee and tidy up the kitchen. And bedtime for me. Night night. In the UK, it's technically illegal to sleep in a vehicle in most places. So just pulling up at the side of the road, using car parks, etc. isn't ideal. You're very unlikely for anybody to call you out if you're not causing a nuisance. But for those reasons, and because I wanted electric hookups, access to showers, I'm going to, I'm doing business the next day. I want to make sure that I wasn't exactly roughing it and was able to keep myself clean, happy, and motivated for the next day. So, campsites. Hey everybody, just come back from the showers. As you can probably tell by the disheveledness of me. I had to comment on these things. First use of this new type of towel, which is a revelation to me, might not be to you. Joe, my wife, got them for me. We got Fit, Flip, Sports and Travel Towel. So in there is two small towels, which are bigger than your average hand towel. And this one says the same thing actually. Made of high-tech microfiber. Lightweight, ultra-absorbent, super soft, quick-dry, antibacterial. And 80 by 160. And it's hard to describe. Your first instinct is these are going to be no use at all. I mean, look how thin this is. Like a yellow duster thick. and microfiber, but not like we would use on a car. Very, very fine, very soft. But you draw it across your body, it's like a chamois. If I've got a criticism, it sticks to you because it's so good at absorbing. It's got this little, this is nifty, the tab, which you've got the washing instructions and things on. You can unpopper it, which means you can hook it over stuff to dry, rather than necessarily having a peg or anything like that. But, you know, I'm a full-size human, and then some. And that towel, which weighs nothing, goes down to that little bag there, has not only dried me really well, but it's practically dry itself. I mean, it's a hot day. So I'm really made up with it. That onto the doormat. Just going to hang this up for a minute and see how it dries. Well, yeah, it just clips onto my piano awning canopy really easily. What a great idea. That's saved a lot of space and effort, and of course it dries quickly, so it's another bit you haven't got to mess around with while you're in the van. So obviously we have got shower facilities in the van, but you know, it's not spacious. If there's other facilities available to you, you certainly use them. Like most people, I'll pop over with a little bag, drop my bits and bobs in. And a good thing when you're kicking your shoes off, obviously I've got my doormat, but I've got my door pocket as my shoe bin. Nice. You can tell by all the panicked people, I think there's about to be a bit of a storm. It's been 32, 33 degrees today. I've just driven 200 miles to get here and driven through at least 3 storms, including a bit of thunder and lightning. And it didn't last long, but epic, hard, heavy rain. So I suspect we're in for a little downpour ourselves. The beauty of the setup we got with Betsy is I've got that little wind out Fiamma awning. If I need to get it back in, I just literally wind a handle. It's done in less than a minute usually, because I know what I'm doing. I don't have an awning, no ground sheets, nothing. Use my floor mats outside. So yeah, it's nice and easy to set up, whereas everybody else is tightening guidelines or dragging things inside their awnings, etc. So the storm really is imminent now. Let's just see how quickly I can sort out my outdoor space to hunker down. And that's it. Watch everybody else run around now. So, I'm not kidding, if I had to put that back in the bag, it wouldn't be a big deal. It's only been out there 10 minutes. It's hot. What I'll do is I'll just hang it in the washroom. I must be the only person whose washroom facilities includes a T-card board. Nature of the work. Well, we're on day 5 of living and working in bits of the T4 now, and it works. For one person, this van is spacious and has everything you need. You do have to be a bit neat to make it work. The noise you can hear outside, by the way, is thunder. I'm not, you know, a inherently neat person, if I'm honest. My wife will attest to that. But the nature of my work, which is to do with factories and organisations, and you know, I know what efficient is, and I can apply it when needs to be. And I'll just give you a view of how we're sort of looking after things to keep things neat. So obviously you got to have your Elmo. Elmo goes everywhere. He lives in this bucket just above the door frame, which is where I put my bag that I go backwards and forwards to the shower with if I use the external shower, and my bits and pieces. We've got the leg for the table. We've got a shopping bag, because you never know when you need to jump out and get something. And I've got my towels, as you've seen a moment ago. I'm drying one of them at the moment. Some bin bags. In the corner here, a couple of tent pegs ready to go for holding the legs on if you hammer awning down if it's windy. Moving around. In here, I have a little cotton bag where I keep my laundry in, so dirty clothes. And that's got smalls, so socks and pants, that sort of thing. Pants not being trousers if you're American. In the one opposite, I'm keeping chargers. I've got my binoculars, and there's a few other bits and pieces in there. I've got a USB rechargeable fan, which is very useful just at the moment. Above the cab, I have two blankets, really thin one, quite a warm one, and a sleeping bag. And behind there's also a few spare clothes and my ukulele, because you have to have your ukulele. Go across the top here. See, this one's mainly empty, but I've got my charging station, phone in there at the moment, a few other bits and pieces, plugged into the mains just down there. My computer sat up on the top there. Rain's just starting. It's going to get quite exciting. Might have to shut the door. And then we spin around the cupboards. This side is our food. So we've got small stock, things to make sandwiches, a few condiments, jellies, tomato sauce, below, noodles, crisps, pasta, rice, so yeah, things in soft packagings basically. Come over to the right, we've got some tin goods and the first aid kit. The cupboards in the Trophy are heavily compromised because of this space frame structure to make the massive overhang on the back without it being a coach built. And below there, a few more tins. Opposite side, top one opens to reveal cups, obviously camper styly, and we've got plates, bowls. I think we've got 6 of everything, just to give you an impression of how much we carry around. This side, just kitchen roll, spare mug, spare cup, visitors basically, and a little battery box for the mood lighting, let's call it. And down the bottom, some nice tumblers for a nice drink. This side, got our cutlery. Haven't got any plastic nasties, all nice cutlery. Why bother?
with the nasties. And down here some more cooking utensils, a few aqua tabs, just easy to get at, the gas key, bit of insulating tape, just stuff that's dead easy to get at. And below that we have a tray, pulls out with some more larger things for the eateries. So porridge, pickled onions, Pringles, some cheese crackers, some mashed potato. Well, it's not really mashed potato, it's mashed potato powder. And at the bottom, sort of assorted kitchen-y type things, plus coffee, tea and sugar. This side, if I just move the tea towel off of the oven, we've got our pots and pans and a kettle, folding kettle, the red thing. And then hung up in the back here, at the moment, my towel, this is really badly trimmed at the moment, I'm working on it. That's kind of my wash bag and toothbrush and all the rest of it. It's perfectly clean in here, by the way. It's just discoloration on the insulation, because I've taken all the trim out to redo. And then this big waterproof wardrobe contains all my other clothes. And then we got a chair and an umbrella stood up in the toilet, along with obviously a tea cardboard. And nothing else really stored in here other than behind this panel, huge stock of toilet paper. And then of course you've got your fridge with all the fridgy things. The cupboard under that seat is just storing spare cushions for the double bed, which I'm not using because I'm on my own. This cupboard is the garage, so tools, a few spares. And this cupboard is shoes, work jacket, cable for the electric, that sort of stuff. Basically the shoe closet. I use the front seat to store things that I don't need, like my work bag and my weather hat. And whilst it's daytime, I've stored me odds and sods on the dashboard, but they'll come in shortly. I'll put my sticker on my brown book. Yeah, so not too bad. As long as you keep neat and tidy, plenty of space. England, midsummer, 32 degrees, sweltering all day. So of course, a little bit of hail, just to remind you where you are in the world. It's interesting, I'm working with some people at the moment. They're in the UK, they're living in the UK these days, but also Spanish. And a couple of the people I've been working with said, how do you know what to wear each day? You've got to wait until you get up and look out the window. I know, it's exciting. There's no bad weather, just bad clothes. That's what we say. So, a little bit of a Betsy running report. So 5 days in, the hail is now coming in. One moment. That's better. 5 days in and about 850 miles in. She's got a range of about 520 UK miles, which is pretty good. The fuel consumption, we've got a 5-cylinder AAB non-turbocharged diesel engine, a la Audi 100 of the 90s. And she's returning very high 20s, 28, 29 to the gallon with me at the helm. Again, nice long runs, so probably maximising what you can do, but it's not too shabby. Couple of issues, one of which is I haven't got air conditioning, can't resolve that, but melting on the way down. And the other one is I think we're starting to get a very small blow on the exhaust below the driver. It's nothing loud, it's nothing detrimental at the moment, but it's blowing, and now and again you just detect a not unpleasant little rasp that wasn't there previously, so that's something to check out. The new tyres have pretty much transformed the ride, so I'm really pleased with those. And in all of regards, Betsy is doing rather well. I did have to pop the gator off the extension on the gear stick because it kept pulling itself off its mounts on the floor. There is a rubber gator to actually stop the fumes behind this one, so it's just an irritant more than anything, but you can see it's popped off the floor again. Some of that's down to the fact we've got nice over carpets. Let me show you. There you go. Which is just nice underfoot and look pretty, but they're over the top of other carpets and it's all a bit thick for the mounting system. We're going to have to shut this window. We're getting a little bit of blow in, and temporarily close the skylights. They will not be stopping shut for long, I assure you, because it's way too hot. Somebody's curtains are getting really wet. There's steam coming off the roofs of those static caravans that the site lets out. And over this side, you can see some other Volkswagen owners. Their flagpole severely bent, wind's picking up, lightning just kicking in. So probably got a half hour of this. It tends to come fast and thick. Just while I think about it, another thing I've noticed is there's no actual cup holder in this van. I'm not sure if later models may have had some integrated into the dashboard. I might have a look, because we've got this lovely modular effect dash. So I'm sure I could insert a later model's cup holder if such a thing exists. As I've got a lot of the windows shut, I have to sort out the fan, because bad weather or not, it's still bloody hot. This thing does run on batteries, as in rechargeable, but when I've got some mains available, I put it on that. Oh, that's better. For today's extravaganza, we should be having some beef burgers, some garden peas, and some mashed potato, all swilled down with a nice Scarborough Fair IPA. And how will you be cooking this extravaganza, I ask you all, wanting my cookbook, obviously. Well, we take the burgers and onion gravy and we put them in a pan. We split them up a little bit. Then we take our can of garden peas. Trying not to spill pea juice. Ooh, there we go. And we add the peas to the burgers. And then, using a suitably non-scratchy spoon, mingle them in their own juices. Then we take our mashed potato pod and, following the instructions on the side, add 190 to 200 millilitres of boiling water. Doesn't look a lot like mashed potato at the moment. Might not when I've finished. Apply a suitable bottle opener to your IPA of choice. And sup. And now what we're going to do, going to add the boiling water to the mashed potato powder. And using a fork, stir the mashed potato powder, causing it to instantly transform into actual potatoes. Not. And then cover back up, and allow that to stand whilst I prepare the rest of my meal. Which is this. That's it. Done it.
Okay, so the other performance packs were actually first advertised on September 1999 for introduction in model year 2000 cars, and to be fitted to the vehicles when ordered from the factory, and actually as an aftermarket dealer fit option in early 2000. So the packages themselves have four main elements:
Oh yeah.
brand
We have a
brakes,
meal,
BBS
mashed
wheels,
potato, beer,
and
and
handling
settle
pack.
down with an episode from one of my favourites.
Little things you
Thanks,
need as
Damien.
well, but not immediately obvious. Okay, starting from the brakes.
So, can you work and live in a Volkswagen T4 Autosleeper Trophy? The simple answer is yes. And as a solo traveller, it's not really too much of an issue. I would say that if I wasn't able to use a campsite's showers and had to, more than the odd occasion, use a shower in the van, that would change it to slightly more challenging. But in all other regards, absolutely fine. I really enjoy it. As a solo traveller, that's great. If it's a couple and you're using it for your holiday van, again, fine. Probably keeping it down to 3, 4, 5 days. But yeah, maybe it's fine for other people who are better at packing up small. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you want to see more, please subscribe. It's free. Click the bell icon so I can let you know when new videos come out. And consider going over to the website at www.tothegarage.co.uk to see more info and maybe buy a sticker and support the channel. Thanks everyone.